Hey, what's up, people? Today I want to talk very briefly about knife oiling, and I want this to be sort of an open discussion. So please let me know in the comments, what knife oils do you use, and do you use different kinds of oil for different things, or do you use one oil for everything? And I would be very interested to know that. And right now I want to show you what oil I usually use and why. So the main oil I am using is this one that I have already shown once or twice on my channel here. It's from Nesmuk. It's a camellia oil, and it's an edible oil that is not resinous. So you mainly can use it for both for your washers actually. So these two knives right here have been recently cleaned, and I have applied one drop of oil. I usually apply a very little of oil on my washers because the more oil you apply, the more dust and dirt you will actually attract. So I usually do apply very little oil. So there is the action on this knife, and as you can see, it's very smooth, although the pivot is completely tight, and no lock, no up and down and side to side blade play. So here is it on a paramilitary too. Very smooth also. So yeah, I really like this camellia oil, and I also use it to when I store my knives for a longer period of time. So a couple of weeks, even couple of months. I usually also apply for my carbon steels. I apply a little bit of camellia oil. This one is not oily right now. This one needs to be cleaned and resharpened first, and then I will also apply oil there. And the camellia oil from Nesmuk here, you can see this one is still oily. And usually when I apply, it depends on the amount of oil I apply, but when I do apply it to a knife, this one actually, for example, I put the oil on there last year, I think in December or something like that. So it has been oiled for a couple of months, and the oil is still not, has not dried away, which is very good. You want your oil to not dry away super quickly when you want to store your knives properly. It always, of course, depends, how dry and how humid is it in your room where you store your knives, and obviously you need the right amount of dryness and right amount of humidity. So the more humid the area is, obviously the more easy carbon steel rusts, but also the more dry area is, steels can also rust from dryness. So you need the right amount of humidity and dryness. And yeah, this camellia oil works very well in my opinion. I think it dries faster obviously in summer when it's very humid, but it's still, if you apply it to your knife blades, it lasts a couple of months, which is good. So you only have to go over your knives to check, if there's rust every couple of months, if you have a lot of knives and if you have a lot of, carbon steels and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this is the knife I mainly use, camellia oil from Nesmuk. It says camellia oil in German here, but yeah, you probably get that. I think you write it with C in English. It's a Chinese oil. You can see I've wrote the date on here when I got it. So I have been using this for 2 years, and I apply it to all my carbon steel blades when I store them for a long period of time, and I use them on all my washers. And you can see I have not even, I'm not even halfway through this knife, not barely. This is just, there's still a lot of oil left. It says back here that it lasts for 2 to 5 years. I think it could probably last even longer if you store it properly. So store it in a, away from light. Don't store it like open in the room, and have it closed. The only problem with these is usually that these bottles, they look like this in the top, so you cannot apply it directly on your washers, for example. That's why I usually refill it in one of these bottles, because with this top right here of the bottle you can directly apply it to your washers, which is very nice. And yeah, no, my hands are very oily. I heard from a lot of people, nano oil is quite good. I tried different oil pans in the last couple of years. The Chris Reeve oil should be also really good. I've never tried it though. And yeah, chameleon oil is the shit I use all the time. And it's not that expensive. I forgot how much this bottle was, but as you can see, this one lasted me for 2 years. And I'm not even, you know, it will probably last me for 4 more years easily. So we will see. Ballista oil is one of my least favorite knife oils, for example. I hate this stuff. It really, I don't know, it's very resonate. So it attracts really a lot of dirt and dust, much more dirt and dust than necessary, and any other oil, in my opinion, does. But the good thing about this is, for example, if you have a carbon steel knife with a stick tang, like this one here, you can spray it in the inside, and then you then you know it greases up, and it's hard for rust to develop in there. So for that kind of stuff, Ballista oil is good, in my opinion at least. And yeah, for the rest, chameleon oil is the shit. It's the good thing about this is also it's edible. I like to cut food with knives. Obviously, I wipe the oil off the food usually, but if there is some rest on there, or if I have some oil in my washers and then I cut food and there gets some oil, you know, out on the food, I don't have to be worried, because this is not synthetic oil. This is, you know, a natural oil, and I like it. It doesn't dry away fast. It takes a couple of months until it really dries out. And as you see, your knives become very smooth from this, and this oil doesn't attract a lot of dirt, which is, you know, the best thing you can probably hope for. So yeah, Nesmo chameleon oil is the thing I use. And yeah, like I said, please let me know in the comments what you use. I would be very interested. Even if it's just a cheap, you know, synthetic gun oil, still write it in the comments. Be honest about this. It's we all try to figure this shit out. So yeah, I usually store my bottles in a plastic bag, so my cleaning pouch where I have this in doesn't get oily, and I can reuse this pouch for other stuff too in the future if I need to. So yeah, plastic bags are very nice for storing your oil bottles, so you don't have this the oil everywhere. So yeah, that's my take on knife oiling. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye, people.